2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, I try to sound like Hake. This, I think he still does this, is the Hake Report with Joel Friday, not James Hake. Okay, I'm filling in for Hake today. I don't know if you guys knew or guessed that it was me, but I'm here. I'm excited to do it. We got same people on the board. We got Hassan on the board, Nick on the phones. These are my friends. So we're going to have a fun day, if the Lord is willing, and we're going to get to it. Just a little bit of background while I try to figure out how to put the chat up so I can see your guys' comments. I don't know how to do it, but I'll figure it out. I used to work, for the people that don't know me, I used to work for Jesse Lee Peterson in 2017, I think. And I was the audio engineer, so I was doing what Hassan's doing. And I was there for about 3.5 years. I was running the board, doing the, I don't know if you guys remember He Black, Arkansas. Yeah, that was me. I'm still black, still slow, still can't read. But that was me a while ago. I left, what was it, Easter, Good Friday on 2021. So I left, do my own thing, do my thing. It was just time for me to move forward. And I, had my studio. I went full-time as an entrepreneur, which I'm going to get into. But I just did that and still always been around, still talking to, the people at Bond. I still talk to Hassan. I talked to Jesse, still been around, but just been doing my thing. But James, unfortunately, his back is something going on. So I came to fill in, and we're going to try to do what we can do. I still can't pull up the chat here. I want to see what you guys are saying, because I want to see the reaction if you guys knew it was me or if you guys didn't, because I see that James put like the thumbnail, and it was like the shape, and it looked like a black person, and it kind of looked like me. So I don't know if you guys guessed it, or maybe if Jesse, gave it away in any kind of way or whatever. But I wanted to see what you guys think. But I can't see it right now, but I probably will soon. But call in, and we could talk. But getting into it, work on your iPad. Yeah, Nick, if you can pull up the chat for me, the YouTube chat, so I can see what they're saying. So just a little bit about my background. Or what I've been up to, not the background. We'll get into that. But what I've been up to. So I left in 2021 to go full-time, full-blown with my business. It's been rough. Tell you that. It hasn't been the easiest, but I've been blessed. God's hand has, been on it the whole time. But, it's been some challenges, which is, the best thing, because obviously you learn. Now I know how James felt when I used to do that kind of stuff. It's just like distracting. But yeah, so I went on and did my dance studio thing full time. Little side hustles, do what I had to do. But I did that, and from there, one thing kind of just led to another. I was doing it full time, just trying to make something happen with my dance studio. I'm a business owner. For you guys don't know, I have a dance studio, a dance program that I started in 2018 with the help of, with the encouragement of Jesse. Oh, I got to look at the camera. So I'm new.
He black.
I started with the encouragement of Jesse through the entrepreneurship program back in 2018 to start my own business. I've been teaching for 12, 13 years, but I was working for somebody else. He encouraged me to get my own thing, do my own thing, and start my own studio. So I did that, baby steps, nothing crazy, just small steps. And, we started off good. Obviously, the excitement was there. Everything was going good. But obviously, when you start a business, it's not always the easiest. People think you're just going to take off. Realistically, there's a lot of work. And then there's a lot of things you don't know, right? But that's why you have good people around you. But I was doing that, and it was going good. Had students in there. New students were coming in. It was popping. But then out of nowhere, summer came around. Now, you got to understand young kids, teenagers. Their moods, especially nowadays, their moods change like socks, even sooner. It's so quick, right? So for me, the job is to keep their attention, to entertain, but also not force them to be there. So what I had to do is, what I didn't know was I had to learn how to entertain, how to uplift, how to encourage, and do what I have to do to keep them coming in, keep the flow going, keep traffic coming in. Because obviously now I'm full time as a business. You got to make money, right? But stuff happened. Summer came around, vacation came, and some of them started to leave. I started losing kids in summer. High school came around, then they started getting into high school things. I started losing students there. So now business is taking, right? It's like not going what I thought it was going to go. I took this leap. I'm like, I'm ready. We're going for it. And, it tanked. But I wasn't prepared. But, like I said, I've been blessed. So everything has been working itself out. But from there, I realized from that I was missing like an element of how to properly like build a successful business. I was missing it. So what I did is I was at a standstill, but I didn't have I knew some things, but I didn't know how to bring it back. So at that point, I'm out on my own. I don't want to ask, besides for advice and, help as far as that goes. I don't want to ask nobody for a handout. I'm just trying to like hit the ground and then get up, find a way to get up. So that's what I was doing. And I was at a standstill. So I'm like, I need to learn more. I need to know more about building a business, entrepreneurship. Soon as I figured that out, 2 weeks later, I get approached by a guy in the insurance industry. Now, mind you, you're probably thinking like, how does insurance connect with business? Trust me, when he came up to me, I'm thinking, no, that ain't got nothing to do with what I need to do. But God in ways knows how to slip things in there and it always happens this way, that you don't quite recognize right away, right? But for some reason, even though I wasn't looking for another job, I wasn't looking to get into anything else, something in me was like, just go see, right? So I went to one of the insurance meetings. I don't even know why. I went there, and the first meeting, they were talking about everything about business. It wasn't even about insurance that day. It was all about entrepreneurship, how to build a business, how to create a structure, how to build systems. And I was just blown away on all the stuff that I didn't quite know, right? So it was like, helping me, move forward. Like, what do I need to do next? So I was nervous. I didn't know if I was going the wrong route, right? But I was like 28 at the time, so I got time to fail. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, that big of a deal. You go, it's not for you, then you get out and do something else. So I went, and I was having conflict. When I tell you I was having conflict, because I'm like, am I off track? Overthinking it. Beta, overthinking it. Am I off track? Am I going the wrong way? Is God with me? Did he let go? All that stuff, right? But little did I know as I'm continuing to go is that they were teaching all the things that I was missing in my business, certain things. Even though, there was a foundational truth that I knew, there was still more that I didn't know. So anyways, fast forward, I continued to do it. And I learned from there that they have the insurance industry has such an insane machine that runs itself, right? It's not really it's the people that make the business. Yes, obviously you got to be, a decent person, blah, 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 right? Well, not all the time, but, for it to be successful and how you want it to be. And, you think that that's the case, but for me, I realized that the machine that was being ran by the insurance industry was so huge that I couldn't even recognize, what step, the next step. So moving forward, I realized like, man, I don't have a machine. You know, I have like hope. I have this faith that, you know, I'm trusting in God. And that's what Jesse helped me. Jesse helped me realize is to take one step at a time, you know, and not think too far ahead of the future. You know, you don't got to have a 30,000 square foot dance studio out the gate. You can start small. So he helped me take those baby steps. So I had a foundation of truth, but then I realized how the machine that they had, I didn't have. So I just learned everything. Whatever they was given, I was, you know, they were trying to get me to sell insurance, and I did a little bit, but I was mainly there just to learn the business side. So I was doing it, I was there, and it got to a point where I was learning so much, I had to make a decision. Do I stop my dance studio for a second and just go full time with this insurance place just to, you know, learn whatever they have to teach me, or take or don't, right? I had to make a decision. Now, again, conflict. Satan was getting busy. Like, you sure you want to do that? But I went with my gut instinct, and I did it. Stopped the studio. No dance studio. Nobody knew about that. But for like 6 months or more, there was no dance studio. No, nothing. Empty. Zero. And the students that were there, they didn't know if it was ever going to come back. Something's ringing. They didn't know if it was ever going to come back. And they didn't know, you know, what was going on, but I had to go with my gut. So I went with my gut and I left and went full time in the business. Best decision that I ever made. Not because it was meant for me to be there, or it was, but because it was meant for me to learn what I need to learn. So 6 months goes by, I'm thinking I'm going to be there, you know, longer, you know, to learn what I need to learn. 6 months goes by, I learned so much about the machine. Systems, operating systems, putting systems in place to let the business run itself so eventually you don't have to, and having a schedule and all these things that I didn't know, a structure, you know, and incentives to inspire, you know, the kids to want to be there, to recognize their growth, to encourage them. All these things I didn't know, and they were doing that in the insurance industry. Incentives, you know, different systems in place for development, training seminars, all kinds of stuff like packets, you know, that you show them in the beginning to get them inspired, you know, to want to join or what the future, you know, holds or whatever the case is. So just different things. Some things I agree with, some things I didn't. But I did that and I learned everything I needed, literally. Still learning, but I learned what I needed. And after that, I left because there's just things that I didn't want to be an insurance agent, to be honest. From the very beginning, I knew that I'm not an insurance agent, and they were trying to train me to be an insurance agent. Now, mind you, an insurance agent is long-term career business. You know what I mean? Like, these people you're getting insurance with for 60, 70, 80 years. This is long-term. So when, you know, by the time they retire, when they're 65 and you're not there, they're like, I want to talk to my insurance agent. Oh, he quit 30 years ago. Then it's like, what the? They don't know what to do to people's lives. So then I thought, like, man, do I want to do this long term? No. So I did what I had to do, and then I left. And just a disclaimer, in my experience, you know, there's always this skepticism if insurance is like the pyramid scheme and all that stuff. There's a huge opportunity to make a lot of money. I'm gonna give you an example in a second. To make a lot of money in the insurance industry if you do it right. Now, it's the people that you come across that obviously, you know, they may be money hungry, they maybe have an agenda, whatever the case is, that make it seem like the business is a scheme, but it's a legit business. You just got to have the right people running it with the right energy, and you can make a lot of money if that's your thing. It wasn't my thing, so boom. But in the midst of that, they found out that I dance, right? They found out that I have a studio. So they called me up in a meeting, right? In the middle of a meeting, they called me up and they were like, let's see you dance. And they knew it. They had music playing, so they called me up and I went up there and I did a little, you know, dance. I'm gonna show you right now what it was, but I did a little dance, you know, in the middle of the meeting. You're gonna see it right now. And you know, unexpected. I didn't know. I didn't plan it. There was no choreography. It wasn't prepped. It was like, oh, they asked me to do it. I'm gonna go up there and do it, right? So I did it. We're working on the clip right now. But there you go. There it is right there. There's no music. So what you see is me dancing in the middle of an aisle with a bunch of people on the sides. They don't really know if they want to look, be embarrassed, or get hype. But some people got hype with me, as you can see there. And I just did that little thing. 20 seconds tops. Wasn't thinking nothing of it. And somebody sent me this video, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, I could put it on my Instagram. Why not? And I put it on my Instagram, and I put it on my dance studio Instagram first. And, you know, just cute. I wasn't expecting nothing from it. No big deal. Nothing happened. And then somebody sent me a better version, which is the one you're seeing here. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I posted it. I wasn't even going to post it because I already posted it. And I posted it on my personal channel, Joel Friday TV. And I posted it, and the joint went viral like crazy. It started to go slowly. I'm like, oh, okay, it's catching some traction. Out of nowhere, it just go up. It hit 1 million. And I'm like, 1 million views off of this 20 seconds. I'm not even doing nothing. I didn't even try. I have 90 choreography routines that I've been, you know, trying to make do something. They ain't doing nothing. And this 20-second thing hits 1 million. So it hits 1 million, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'm getting followers. I'm like, what's going on? It keeps going up. It don't stop. It goes up to 16 million. And I'm like, this is insane. Like, what did I do, right? So 16 million, it stops at 60 million. I get all kinds of followers from it. Like, people are asking for more of the video. I post more videos. I don't have a clip of that. I post more. And then those started going crazy too. And I'm like, wow, this is like a thing now. So I pinned myself at that time as the dance and insurance guy, right? That was I wanted to capitalize off it quick because I knew that it was already turning into something. So I said, I'm the dance and insurance guy. Boom, that stuck quick. So I was getting all kinds of calls. People were like, I want to talk to the dance and insurance guy. Is the dance and insurance guy there? I want insurance. And a lot of time, people are skeptical about insurance because there's no trust aspect there. They think that there's an agenda. And oftentimes, you know, from experience, you see that there is an agenda, right? They're trying to make money too at the same time. But, you know, you don't know if you could trust them or not. So the whole point about being a good insurance agent is people can trust you. If they trust you, they'll give you your money because they know that you're going to do it, work in their best interest for them with your money. So they have to trust you. Now, the good thing about dance is that it was just a little silly thing, but what it did is it connected me to them as a human. Just some fun, entertaining stuff. It wasn't nothing serious. So they felt good about it, and automatically they were like, I want to talk to him. So after that, business just shot up. Now I'm getting calls. People are calling me. Insurance people usually call you to get you to buy insurance. They were calling me like, how can I get in touch with the dance insurance guy? After that, video takes off to 30 million. 30 million. It still goes up. It's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere where you can see it. I'm getting messages, everything. It goes crazy. That month alone, within that month, I made like the most that I've ever made in the insurance industry, and a lot of people in that business because of the fact that I had clients. So I made a good amount of money. I'm not gonna tell you how much, because some of you guys be like, that's it. Or some of you guys be like, nah. But to me, it's just what it was. So I made what I made, and I'm like, dang, this is a thing. You know, I'm the dancing insurance guy. What am I gonna do? But in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't wanna be no insurance agent. But I'm thinking, like, you never know where you're gonna go. You know, trust God. He may lead you in a different direction. Maybe it's still connected, whatever the case is. So you just kind of let go and see where it goes. A month later, even though I'm getting traction, you know, it's happening, it clicks for me. I'm like, I'm ready to start my studio again. I'm making money. You know, people are starting to recognize the agency that I was working with. Like, people are coming in. Like, it's becoming a thing. And then I'm like, it's time for me to start my dance studio again. I gotta move on. So I left and moved on. And with the money I had, I'm like, let me go back full time with my dance studio. I restructured my business entirely. And I made it, I put systems in place. I learned how to build that machine. And I'm still in the process. I'm still kind of new to it. but learning that there's more than just the faith aspect. Now, the faith aspect is going to get you the knowledge you need, but you can't just sit down in bed and be like faith that it's going to be successful. No, you got to put the work in, you got to learn. And the faith is what led me to those opportunities and that information, that knowledge, the wisdom. And from there, I capitalized off it. So now I'm in the process of building that. So I used the money that I made from the insurance industry, and I was just using that to pay the bills. So I can focus full time on the dance studio. I'm ready. I'm like, let's go. And again, another expectation. It's about to blow up. It's about to blow up. Now, mind you, the students that I got after the fact, it's been a different experience. They're inspired. They want to be there. They're motivated. And that's a step ahead than what it used to be. They're doing different things. We just had a competition that they went to on Saturday. So we're doing more things to get them excited about it. So, we can continue to do what we're doing. So, hold on. Let me go back to the chat. I keep losing it. Oh, it's over here. So, sorry, y'all. He black. Hold on.
What the?
I messed it up. I don't know what I'm doing, Nick. You would think that because I was the audio engineer helping Jesse doing this stuff a while ago that I would remember, but negative. So, 400, you married yet? Okay, I'm gonna get to some of these comments because I want to talk to you guys a little bit. Because it's been a little while, but where was I at? I forgot. I started the studio and they're more inspired, but I had an expectation that it was gonna take off, gonna blow up. And it is it's happening. It's happening. I see it more clearly now, but obviously with the business time, especially as a Christian, and trying to start a business, it's different. It's different because you don't have oftentimes that as you're learning and growing to overcome the emotions, right? You don't have that emotional drive to like propel you to do more, have a lot of energy. A lot of people use their emotions. And now that I'm overcoming the emotions, I understand that that's not what should be driving me. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I should be, from my opinion, from what I see. What if that's working for you, we can agree to disagree. But for me, I see that I want the light. I want the light to guide me in my steps, not to feel angry, not to be angry and be like, use that anger to drive you to prove somebody wrong. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with proving people wrong, but that shouldn't be like your foundation. You know what I mean? Like, I got to prove, because guess what? When you get it, you're going to prove them wrong, and then now what? What's left? There's no foundation there. Now you need another episode. You need to feel good again, to be inspired. And that's what I was seeing a lot in the insurance industry, people using emotions, and I couldn't all the way relate. So fast forward, did that. And fast forward to now, I've been doing the thing, still, working on building it and, taking it day by day. But let me just be honest for a second. Let me just be honest, is that it's been hell to pay. It's been rough. It's been hard. It's been a struggle. It's nothing that my expectations thought, but I can see where it can go. I have the vision for it. I can see where it can go, but it's tough. It's not an easy road. And as soon as I left Jesse Lee Peterson's bond, I knew I had to leave because it was time for me to get out there. I had to get, in the world and understand how it works and understand that nobody cares about what you know. They don't care how wise you may be. They don't care if you have a nice smile, you work out. They need to pay the bills. And that's what I was learning. It's like, look, the studio's not, going at the pace you want it. You got to pay these bills. So, different side hustles were coming up and I was just doing what I had to do, different side hustles, but it's been hard. Failed a lot, fell a lot. And I'm now trying to place my feet on solid ground and seeing what's needed. And this is the lesson of it all for me. I know that was a long story. I hope that wasn't too boring, but is that responsibility. I didn't know this, mind you. I didn't know this because I wasn't taught this understanding, right? or if I knew it intellectually, I didn't really know it in my spirit. Responsibility is foundation. The reason why artists and musicians and everybody who does like an art form, right, expression, is that oftentimes you feel good about, you just want the glory of it. Meaning, like, I'll give you a perfect example. When I was younger, I've always been this way. I've always been the guy that looked for the glory. Because when I was younger, I was a wide receiver playing football. I played football most of my life. I was a wide receiver. I just wanted to score the touchdowns. That's it. Pass me the ball. I'm fast. I could juke. And I want to score. I like the crowd cheering. I like getting the praise. That's what I needed. Filling the void, right? Filling the void as a kid. So I was doing that. But my coaches are like, you're not blocking. Your teammate, your running back is getting hit because you don't want to block. And I'm like, just pass me the ball, right? And I used to get mad at my coaches because they used to never play me. And I'm like, why don't you play me? I catch better than all these guys on the field. I'm watching. I catch better. And all of them on the field, low-key, high-key, telling me, like, you're better. Why aren't you playing? But my coaches were always like, you're not going to play because you don't know the game. Facts. But I'm thinking, like, racist. Not really. Not really, but I'm thinking, like, it's against me. I'm the problem, right? Or they're the problem, not me. They're the problem. Like, I can catch, put me on the field, right? Just the glory. And I didn't make it in football. Didn't make it in baseball. Baseball was my favorite sport. Played 14 years, my whole life. I wanted to play that too, but I didn't know the game. I just wanted the glory. So the point was that oftentimes there's nothing wrong with wanting the appreciation and acceptance and encouragement and the praise low-key from people when you're actually built from the ground up. Because guess what? The artists and the people who are doing it, they get to a certain status and they got all the glory. They got everything that they wanted, everything they were looking for. And then when it's gone, their time is up, they kill themselves. They are depressed. They go back to a job, whatever the case is. And the reason why what I learned, and I'm grateful because God is leading me in this way, is that responsibility is first, right? I'm thinking like, man, I don't want to go back to another 9-to-5 job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to make the studio work. I'm not no 9-to-5 guy. That's not me. Work, bills, don't care about 9-to-5 guy. Rent, all that stuff don't care about, responsibilities don't care about 9-to-5 guy, right? They care about all the bills getting paid. So what I learned is that, man, I got this, I got an apartment, I like my apartment. And I'm like, if I want to stay here, I have to pay the bills. And there's no how you're going to pay them. Let's hope the studio is going to pick up. It's not that. Do what you got to do if you want to stay. That's real life. That's what life is about. Do what you got to do. Because guess what? That discipline of it sucking. You hate it. You don't like it. You learn how to endure through that pain of it so you're grounded. So when stuff come, say if like COVID came and knocked out all artists, all dancers, the studios that I used to go to all closed down. The venues I used to perform at all closed down. They relocated or they're closed, right? And now it's like, well, what do? They don't know how to work. So God allowed me to see that if it's rough, work. Build the discipline first. Build the foundation first. And once you build that foundation, now it's strong. So now the icing on the cake is the glory and the praise. And then in return, you know how you got there. So you give the glory to God. But you're appreciative of it and you don't have doubt about it and you're not looking for more of it because you're satisfied, right? So that's what I realized, and that's the hell I've been going through. And it's been tough, tell me. There's been bills missed. There's been debt. There's been stuff. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of stuff. But it was necessary because I didn't know certain keys or what do you call it? Certain pieces of information that were important to just being in society. Listen to the song Ain't It Fun by Paramore. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You think you're all good until the world spits you out. No matter, you work out, none of it. You're gone. So I had to go backwards a little bit. And it's not backwards. Let me take that back. It's just doing what you got to do. But now it's shooting me forward. So I'm actually working more when I picked up these, little hustles here and there, different things. I'm working more because now I got that momentum. Now I'm, building it up. So that was the lesson for me. Responsibility first, building that foundation. And then the next thing the success comes. God blesses you. And in it, it's not miserable. You're not like, dang, this sucks. When is my time going to come? No, he's blessing you in the struggle. He's blessing you in that discipline. And you're seeing little glimpses of what's to come because he knows that you're on the right track. So I've been learning that. It's been hell, but I'm grateful because there's always been a silver lining, meaning that I've always seen clear that I'm not staying here. There's a way out. You know what I mean? So many crazy things, but that's that. Really quick, what time is it? Okay, really quick, I do want to, by the way, I forgot to mention, feel free to call in on the call-in line at 775-3773. Call in, chat with me a little bit, ask some questions, and we could talk. So 888-775-3773. Call into the show. You got any comments, questions, blah, blah, blah. We could talk. But really quick, I hope that made sense. You know what I mean? Because I just be talking and sometimes I'll be rambling. So hopefully that made sense. So I wanted to bring in Hassan really quick, if he doesn't mind, and just kind of get his opinion on, what was said and, what he thinks about it. And, having a little fellowship. You know what I mean? What do you think? What do you think, Hassan?
Amazing, man. That was so deep, brother. I appreciated that.
Right on, man.
Yeah, I can definitely relate with a lot of it. I can, and I can just appreciate, someone expressing those ups and downs of a business and being an entrepreneur.
Right on. Appreciate it. I see it here. Look at I knew that if I came back to the appreciate Hassan your input on that, but I knew if I came back to the show that I had to compete with Jesse the biceps. I knew I had to, so I'm like, let me just wear a cute little shirt, and it make you look bigger. It make you a small shirt. Here's his secret. You probably know the secret, but a small shirt, even if you're not even big, but you got a little vein showing or you got a little cut, a small shirt pops it out. So yeah, that's a trick. You going on a date and you need a little something, a little edge, put on a tight shirt. Now, if you really ain't about that and you put on a tight shirt, she gonna know. So be wise. But anyway, we here. 888-775-3773. Is that right? 3773. Walking the walk. Let me know in the chat if you guys were surprised that it was me that came on the show, or did you know? Who knew? And how did you know?
I was surprised.
You were surprised?
Yeah.
Really? And did you have an idea who it was?
I didn't. I was hoping it was going to be you, but I did not know.
Right on. Okay. So I wanted to get into some other topics. First thing I want to do is my plan is just to be, not plan, but just to be honest because of the fact that, why not? So what I'm going to do is I want to answer Jesse's biblical question. And I want to tell you that what's important about what I've learned about honesty too is that before I answer Jesse's biblical question is that what's worse? This is like a pre-question. What's worse, being honest and getting judged for being honest, or lying and getting judged for lying, even though, they know that you're wrong, blah, blah. Which one's worse? Or a little bit of both, right? That's my question, okay? Because I have my take on that. But Jesse's biblical question is, are you possessive, right? Is that right? Are you
a possessive person?
Are you a possessive person? That's so deep because the way I'm operated now, there's some people who have a strength to do this and not be possessive, and there's some people to where that's not a strength, just like it's not a strength to be honest. And there's some people who their weakness is that they're possessive and they don't know how to change it, right? That's a weakness. Some people got the strength, some people got the weakness. That's not my biggest strength, to be honest, because the way my mind works is that if I know what it is, I can let it go, right? If I know something, I can let it go, right? Then I feel better. No conflict, because I'm like, I know that. Let it go. Move on to the next thing, right? But if I don't know, there's conflict, right? Now it's like, how can I figure it out? How could I know? What do I got to do to know? And then sometimes you want to know so bad that you lie. You believe the lie just so you can get what you want, right? So I do catch myself, at times wanting to be possessive and wanting to accept things and own them, wanting to own them and suck the life out of it. Reason why is because knowing just brings a false sense of peace. So I think it's important, that we watch and be aware of the fact, like, what do we want? Because those wants, I'm not saying want in general is a bad thing, but attachment is bad because you want to own it for your own selfish reasons, right? You want to own that, person. You want to own that thing for your own agenda. It has nothing to do with them. It had nothing to do with them. They bad person, whatever the case is. Nothing to do with them. It's about you want something that came from your imagination. You want some kind of satisfaction. You want to own it. You want to suck the life out of it. So oftentimes in society, we get into relationship. I've been there. We've been into relationships. We get into relationships where, we just want somebody, right? Like we want to get married. We want to have kids. We appreciate those values. We look forward to those values. But sometimes you can get caught up in like, when? And I know most guys, they try to say that that's not me, but low key, that's you, especially if you want to get married. Low key, somewhere in there is you wanting it to happen faster. Why not? Why not have, what you want? But the want is tricky because it's making you place an expectation on what the future holds. And there is no future, right? So you can think out of nowhere that this person is meant for me. We're going to get married. We're going to do all this stuff. Why? Why say that? And I said this hardcore, learn the hard way. Why say we're going to get married? Now, if there's nothing wrong with be like, I love you. I would marry you. There's nothing wrong with like, being, giving confirmation, just like, stuff like that. But to like lean on it, why? It's because you don't want conflict. You want that to be done. You want to have that high, that feel good. You just want that shortly, so that way you feel better about, okay, I am gonna get married. Whew. I know if it was gonna happen for me. I know if I was gonna have kids. But it's like, why do we even have that as an expectation? So, what I'm, learning to be aware of is paying attention to those expectations, paying attention to why I want to go, initiate things, and what does it mean to be natural? What does it mean to be organic? That's an overused word. But what does it mean to be present? Like no expectation. You know what I mean? And what does that mean? And how do you know that it's added? Ooh. How do you know that it's added, right? That's a big thing. How do you know it's added? Because you can be like, it feels natural, because your imagination at times, that's why we have to be aware. Our imagination be like, she the one. So then we just use the words like, it's natural, but sometimes it's not. And if it's not, I have to say this. It's not wrong either, right? This is my opinion, guys. This is my opinion. It's not wrong either. It's not a sin. It's a lesson, right? You realize you were caught up. Me. That was me. Facts. Me. Caught up. Thinking like, what? Lord, you added this? This is what you gave me? And I was sure. You proved to me that this was it. Like, this is it. But how my mind worked, I'm like, yeah, there it is. So you stop working on it. You stop trying to be what you need to be for a good husband, potential husband for your wife. You stop trying to do those things because you're in your mind, you're just convinced that, oh, we're going to get married anyway. So you don't try, right? You don't actually really put the work that's necessary. And then you like lord over things because you already know, and you think that God doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Like, God will take it away, what he gave, if you're not handling it properly. That's why we're not supposed to have no expectation on anything, because God would take it away and be like, you thought you were the guy, me. You thought you were the guy. You thought you were the one. Next step, me. And he had to humble me. I had to be humbled, because who am I to think that? Who am I to think that, this is that, whatever the case is? And then you start to question, why am I by myself? I gave my all to it. And now you have this conflict. The main thing that you were trying to avoid, the main thing that was causing you pain, the main thing that you believed the lies on to feel better, is the very thing, the reason why you lost it. Because God ain't playing with no pretend. God ain't playing with no pretend, and he's also there he's with you, comforting you as you're, tripping. 'Cause I was tripping, boy. Ooh. I was tripping. But I learned, man. There's no effort in trying to be the one for, and Jesse talks about this too. There's no effort in trying to be the greatest husband, because you can't do it. You can't do it. There's nothing in you that can make yourself the great husband. You know what I mean? It's God, but God only leads you there if he recognizes your heart is pure, lowly, innocent, and wanting to do the right thing. And he'll still let you go through that lesson so you can wake up and be like, wow, I was tripping. I'm so innocent. I'm not God. Like 90% of what I'm doing is great. Yeah, I'm not human. I mean, yeah, I'm human. I make mistakes. Yeah, I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty good, right? You want to think that. Why? Why do you want to think that? Why does anybody want to think that you're pretty good? Why not have an opinion about it at all? I'm victim to this too. I don't like the word victim, but I'm subject to this at times too. It's because saying it feels good, boy. Saying it feels good, because now you can stand on something that ain't got no ground. So sometimes you just got to take the pain, man. You can't, we all want to, not all, but we want to avoid the pain as human beings. We want to avoid. Like, can we just live a peaceful life? Like, that's what we ask ourselves. I just want to live a peaceful life. Can I just live peaceful? I don't want pain. I don't want this. It'd be easy. Like, why not? I thought God is easy, but you got to endure, because the hell that's in us from being raised a certain way for so many years has like taken dominance over like the spirit. So we're so used to feeling good and getting what we want, especially me, getting what I want growing up. And you're used to that. So when you get thrown into the real world, thinking with your chest out, You get beat up, but you're grateful because you know that God put you there to learn the lesson. So nothing's even a big deal. And trust me, I felt tripping, conflict, overreacting, sometimes, and getting caught up in a thought, feeling the pain, not leaving the bed, taking days off and there's nothing wrong with days off, but taking days off when I got a business that ain't successful yet. I'm still grinding, but I got conflict today. I got conflict. You gotta be able to endure, but when the time is right, you will. So that's what I learned being gone, and it's crazy because Jesse called me. Going back to the example of how God will give you things sometimes, but not how you expect them, so you don't recognize them. Jesse called me and was like, hey, the spot open on the Hake report because of blah, blah, blah. Do you want to fill in? And I'm like, what's the first thing I said? I don't got time. It's not my thing. I'm not, I don't got time. How am I going to fit in? No, I can't do it. Nope. He was telling me the details. I'm like, I just can't do it. Hung up and convinced. Not doing it. Then I had a great conversation with my uncle and my aunt, who actually showed me Jesse in the beginning, which is how I was introduced to Jesse, was through my uncle and my aunt. And he was like, my aunt was actually like, why are you not doing it? How old are you? Right? Why are you not doing it? Why are you not taking that risk? Why are you not just trying things and fumbling? Why not just make the wrong move? You know what I mean? And realize that it's wrong and come back. What's the rush? Where are you going? What's going to happen next? It is because I want to get married. I want to have kids. I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my 30s now. Things are just, life is moving on and I feel slow. So but it's like you're on your own, path. You're not supposed to look left or right. And Jesse actually talks about that in the 7 guaranteed steps to spiritual and something in finance. His book, a small little pamphlet, which is great because you don't compare to anybody else because you go at your pace. God has you at your pace for your reasons. So that was that. So I'm grateful. I'm learning. And yeah, you can feel free to call in. 888, there's a line open. 888-775-3773. Call in. Let's chat. Amen. Let's see. Joel, get over the emotional phase. Joel, get over. D Subversion says, Joel, get over your emotional phase. I'm trying, brother. Glad you came back, Joel. Gonna learn today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I don't even know how many of y'all are in here, but I appreciate you guys showing some love and responding. And the David sees something in finance. Debatable. It's Joel. I like that it's in Godspeed. Yeah, no rush. What is the rush? So, Joel, how many push-ups you can do? I'm not even that, what the, but that's cool, the question. How many push-ups you can do? I don't consider myself like I'm just strong. I just been working out for 14, 15, 16 years, nonstop. So my body is just like, we work out. So when you've done it for so long, it becomes easy to build it back up. But probably like 60 to 70 in one go. Probably like 60 or 70 in one go. But my bench ain't nothing crazy. I ain't out here benching, my chest ain't even. I just enjoy working out, and I've been doing it for so long. When I don't work out, it's like, What the? This one go. It's a profession.
What the?
Okay. We have a caller. Dang, I keep messing up. Don't worry about it, Nick. I'm gonna get it. We have a caller on somewhere from DENNY in Bulgaria. Let me see if I know how to do this thing. DENNY in Bulgaria. Oh, okay. Boom. DENNY from Bulgaria. This is Joel Friday, not James Hake. You're live on the show. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Joel. I'm calling to say that you're doing a remarkable job.
Right on.
I'm glad that your aunt told you to take this risk. You truly are. It's wonderful to see you over there. And I just wanted to wish you all the best.
Appreciate it, DENNY. I appreciate that, man. Have you been watching the show for a long time, or?
Well, actually, I started watching Mr. Peterson's show in March 2020 when COVID hit. So the first day of COVID was when I found it through a friend of the program called Get a Job.
Oh, okay.
And from there, I found out about Mr. Hake because normally it's 4 p.m. here when Jesse's show starts. So I'm basically working from home, so I was enjoying both shows,
Yeah.
Mr. Peterson and the Hake Report. And it was great seeing you over there, and it's great seeing you now.
Right on, man. Appreciate it. Quick question for you before I let you hang up. How do you like, because I was working at home for a little while, how do you like waking up right in your office, going to sleep right from your office, eating food right from your office? How do you like working from home, in all honesty? Because people may be different.
Well, I didn't really have much of a home office because I'm trying to work at least 2 jobs. And
Nice.
the lockdowns weren't really that severe here, so everything was open. We kind of had to wear masks around our noses, and I personally wore my mask around my wrist because I didn't like it on my face.
Oh, okay.
So,
Right on.
yeah, it didn't really shut down that hard. It shut down the clubs and the bars, but that was about it. And people gathered together in the apartments, so it wasn't really that different. At least it wasn't that different for me. It was basically as it always was.
Oh, okay. Nice, man. That for me, really quick, and then I got to take a break here, is that, yeah, I'm used to being outside, so being at home from 9 to 5, and now, living in LA, it's a little bit different. Even though I didn't care, I was walking outside and doing what was natural, doing what was natural for me. But for me, staying at home was like different because, you wake up and then you walk 5 feet or whatever to your desk or whatever you have set up. And, it just feels like home a little bit. It's hard to get, motivated or inspired to
Well, this
work.
is because we are, all of us, like inner social animals. We need to interact with others. We need to be around other people outdoors.
Yeah.
It's bad for the organism to be closed.
Yeah, that's a good point. I actually agree because I got to a point where I'm like, I need to go outside. I need to do something. I need to walk. I need to talk to somebody because you low key, and I've seen this in other people too, you low key the spirit starts dying low key if you don't get out. Yeah, if you don't get out.
It was so natural for you to want to get out, right? It was like you didn't like breathing. You didn't even think about breathing. You just do it because it's natural.
Exactly, man. Well, I appreciate it, DENNY, for calling and showing the love. I wish you well,
Right
man.
on.
Have a good one.
God be with you, and kind regards to your colleagues.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. You too.
Bye.
Okay, so I think I dropped him. So I'm going to take a quick break real quick. I think that's what James does. And then I'll be back to take some calls and maybe with some new stuff to talk about. If you have any questions, send to call in or write in the chat and blah, blah, blah. All right, back in a moment.
Ego is evil. Ego is evil. Yeah, ego. Yeah, it's evil. Yeah. It's evil. Ego is evil. Yeah. Ego is evil. Ego is evil. Ego is yeah, it's evil. It's evil. Let the ego go. Let the ego go. Let the ego go. Let the ego go.
Perfect. Nice fade out. That was perfect. I forgot that Hassan was like, "Did you make this?" I forgot that I made that beat for a long time ago. I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know how to really work Logic. I use Logic, but I just was throwing it together. But that reminded me of that was a good memory. But anyway, good Joe getting his ego on. What's it? What is the music? Okay. So I don't know where to tell you to even find the music, to be honest. I think that there's a library that Jesse does have of songs that might be on iTunes, Spotify, the streaming platforms, of the songs that we use for the show and everything that was not copywritten. So you can find that somewhere and get that if you want it. Okay, I want to take... Well, actually, let's do it. Let's do like the Super Chat.
Super chats.
Yes, sir. How does it feel to do that?
That's
The other way around.
I was just thinking about that too. It's weird hearing that it's there, and now it's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
I know, because for me it was reversed because I first guest hosted and heard it that way, and now I'm here to decide.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you because. All right, so here we go.
Yeah.
Let's start here with Animus on Streamlab. Joel, he back and he black.
Yeah. Back.
Amazing guest host on the Hake Report. Much love.
Right on, man. Back, still black.
He
and we'll
black.
see if Hake has me back again because he has a bad back. Ooh. Ooh.
This is raps, bars.
It's coming back, y'all.
That was funny when you mentioned lesson earlier and you were like, it's not a sin, it's a lesson.
Yeah.
And it's less sin.
You know what? Really quick before I go on and forget my point, because I'll be forgetting, is that I'm learning. This is just my opinion, all right? You guys can let me know what you think, whatever. I don't even think that there is such thing as a trauma or a conflict. Now, I know you guys are like, what? But this is my opinion, and maybe a theory. I don't know. And because if it's all thoughts, then we're only believing that something is there that's really not, right? It's just a lie. So we think we have trauma because we tell ourselves we have trauma. And what is the trauma attached to? An emotion. And what is it also attached to? Negativity. Because we're like, I don't want to feel that. So you're actually wrestling with something that is not even real. Somebody told me, when my uncle actually told me, was like, there is no, we're already perfect, right? We're already perfect, but Satan is the one that brings the lies in, right? And with the lies, he convinces us of things that don't even exist. So, Jesse is right in the sense that there is, perfection is attainable, but not in the worldly way that people think. You know what I mean? It's not like you don't make mistakes and stuff like that and you don't learn. But I heard from another guy that there is no sin like that. And I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering if that's true, because if it's a lesson, why is it wrong? And when we tell ourselves that it's wrong is when we try so hard to avoid it so we're not a bad Christian. That's why I have a lot of respect for the rap industry or people in the world oftentimes. Now, obviously, they have their things they need to work on, blah, blah, blah. But I have a lot of respect for people who don't live by the Bible or live by like a code. They discover, right? Just like how we're young, we discover. And the reason why music, maybe we'll get into this, but the reason why music, and then I'll get to more super chats, but the reason why secular music is so good, and as much as you say, like, I'm done listening, you can't, because it's from a genuine place. It may be something when you don't agree with, but it's real. That's how they feel. You know what I mean? It's not a lie. And they're not trying to pretend. I mean, in certain ways, but they're not trying to, like, be holy, right? They're just doing how they feel. They don't go by these list of morals. Now, Christians, why Christian rap, in my opinion, now there's some artists that I use some songs, to be honest, to teach at my studio, because there's some dope artists that, make some decent music. But what Christians tend to do is they tend to pretend like there's something or not. I've done that, right? You try to pretend like it's something you're not for the sake of wanting to be helpful, wanting to save people, which is ego, right? Wanting to save. So we talk, the Christian rappers talk so holy, and that's why it's not really that mainstream, right? Because you listen to it one time, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Next day, it's gone. You forgot. What's the title? Who's the artist? You don't know, right? But the reason why, like a Drake or Kanye or, these people who are artists, even the people that most Christians frown upon, like Cardi B, what's another person? Lizzo, these people, is that they actually have a strength. Is that they don't judge themselves. Maybe, at night, there's no peace, right? In my opinion. But because if there's peace, you wouldn't even have the desire to want to say A, B, or C. You would just be in alignment. But they do have something genuine, is that forget what you say. I'm going to talk about this. This is my energy. Because when you try to pretend like something you're not, that painful. Trying to act like not being yourself, hard. I don't want to say victim, but I've done that, doing that sometimes. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I pop up. It's because you want to just be there already, right? Where's there? But you want to be somewhere. But I still listen to rap music. Now, obviously, I'm going to be respectful about the environment that I'm around. I'm not going to be, oh, well, they're keeping it real, so they got something good. Let me just play it anywhere. No, I'm not going to, do that. I'm going to keep a lid on it, right? But I still listen because it's good. That's why they do so well, is because it's genuine and we feel it, because we know deep down as a human being, we feel that way too. Guys know, especially in the time that we live in, that we want those girls. Even our spirit wants to overcome, but we feel that. We're like, yeah, dang. That's kind of, I wonder if I can like do it sometime. I did this. Now I started to see more that, that what that is. But being like, dang, like I wonder if I can just like do some stuff and still be holy. I wonder if I can like just do this and still get away with it. You know what that is? You still are not ready to sacrifice your ego, right? You still want to feel good. You don't want what God wants. We say we do, right? Because our intention is pure. But do we really, if sometimes we still go with the ego? And the only reason why we do, and correct me if I'm wrong, is because we believe in a thought that is nothing wrong with it. That I'm just learning or whatever the case is. And there's nothing wrong with, you can't change it. So don't try to change it. Allow yourself to like go through it and do it or whatever the case is. But like the people in the secular world, there's no judgment. They be doing it and doing it and doing it. And guess what? From doing it and doing it and not fighting against it, and not judging yourself when you do it, you actually learn why you shouldn't do it. Because the reason why we do anything, the reason why we do anything is because Dang. It was so heavy and I just lost it right there. It wasn't meant to be, but maybe it'll come back. But the conflict is the reason why we continue to do it. Dang, man. It was about to be good. God was whatever. But anyway, moving on. Hope that makes sense. I'll pick back up on that when I remember what I was about to say. But you just watch the ego and understand that the mind is the reason why we think that it's sin or like it's bad or a conflict, and it doesn't even exist. It's not real. In my opinion, it's more so of us wanting to believe that we can still have certain things and still be godly. God is still there, but you know, there's consequences to that, and just like certain people who it shows like we're gonna get into it. So that's my long answer to that. Thanks. Who's that?
That was Animus.
Animus. And sorry, y'all, because I had a good point and then I lost it. You probably like, but I lost it. My bad. Thank you, Animus, for the super chat to James' show.
Nice. And we also have Bibby Thursday 42
Ooh.
on Streamlabs saying, thank you for saving us after Hake's back expired. Joel, you're a stand-up guy. Keep on moonwalking it out.
Right on, man. Appreciate that. Thursday? There is a Thursday that already exists, but nobody knows that. So you baby Thursday.
And Baby Thursday also says here, will we be seeing more Joel? I'm ready to hoop and holler. Faux shizzle.
Hey, if James will have me back, I'm down. I'm open to it. This is fun. It's good to be back. And, it's weird sitting here. Not gonna lie. I was nervous. Not gonna lie. And sitting here, I was like, this is weird. And then I had to keep looking at the camera. And you think when you sit on that side, it's so easy, like, just talk. It's not that easy. But it's fun, though. And I'm grateful that I'm here. And I'm glad to continue to do the show and keep going. So, amen. Appreciate it, Baby Thursday. Maybe.
Amazing. And the great Starcion says, welcome when we have been sheltered and then be out in the real world. There's a lot of challenges out there in the world. Keep being strong, Joel. You have Jesse as a mentor, so you'll be fine.
Right on, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate it, y'all. Really do.
All right. We have one from Odyssey. Taking care of business. Joel, you forgot to say, hey, guys, at the start of the show.
Oh.
Can we get a, hey, guys?
Okay, how to change it? Hey, guys. See, the only reason why I couldn't do it is because I was already nervous, y'all, and you guys trying to have me sing. I can't hit the note in it. But hey, guys. I'm better now.
Nice.
Appreciate it, person. I forgot your name.
And, that was Taking Care of Business on Odyssey.
Right on.
And we have a D Live with a diamond
Ooh.
from Juck.
Ooh.
Fusey.
Ooh.
Saying, Joel. E-Black. Love it, y'all.
Right on, man. He said he black, that's it?
Love it, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, y'all. Hey, appreciate it, Uzi. That's not his name. What's his name? He woozy.
Exactly.
I appreciate it.
Amazing.
Appreciate it. Amazing.
And yeah, that's it. That's all for now.
Right on.
Woo.
There it is. Wow, that was cool. Send super chat, y'all. That was fun. That was kind of cool. Or send your comments in the chat. I can't always read those if you want to talk because I'm supposed to look at the camera and I can't do both. I can't. Beta. So, all right, I'm going to take some calls, right? Ooh. Hopefully, maybe me and Anna from Missouri will have a little conversation, maybe, if the Lord is willing. Anna from Missouri is on the line. I'm going to try to put her on. See if I press the right button. Anna from Missouri, this is Joel Friday, not the Hake Report. Welcome to the show.
Good to see you, Joel.
Thank you, Anna.
Good to see that you take over and we will host. So
right on.
It's great, and great to hear your story. So interesting, really.
Right on. I appreciate that, Anna.
I wanted to go into that also a little bit because I too have experienced the work world and the career world, if you want to say it like that. And it is so interesting that you went into the insurance business.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you know, but I was raised and born in a socialist society, so I was raised as a boy, basically, pretty much what people do here, starting to do here in America now with little girls. They raise them with a feminist mindset.
Yeah.
You can be on your own. You can do on your own. You have to be, men are not important.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you have a career. And marrying is not important. Having kids, this is all on the back row. The first thing you need to do is that you are independent, basically being raised like a boy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what happened, my father basically enabled me to become a furniture maker. I learned the trade of being a furniture maker. I was really good in it. I loved it. I'm a really handy person. I love doing things with my hands.
Nice.
And so I had awards when my degree was ended with awards and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I knew that I won't be able to work in that job forever because I am a woman. My strength, my physical strength is not the same as a man. Mm-hmm. And you know that. Doesn't matter how indoctrinated you are. So it went from there. Eventually, long story shorter, I winded up in the United States. I started, not just to say something else about that, I learned working very early on. I'm the middle child. I worked as the first person, under us kids. I was the one working first. I made first my own money.
Yeah.
And before my older brother. And when I landed here in the United States, so I knew how to work, right?
Yeah.
I got a job, one job after another, a little bit like Jesse, didn't matter what. Just making your money, paying your bills. And, but the thing is, like you said, so truthfully, the foundation to success is faith. Anything else does not work. Because, anyway, so I didn't have that, of course. I didn't know it. I thought God is a made-up story fairy tale and is ridiculous. And, I didn't have that. So everything went wrong.
Yeah.
Even so, I got the jobs. I was good in it. I liked it. I didn't have any complaints about it.
Right.
Things happened in my life besides the job that made me eventually not having a job at all.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Not on my doing, but on circumstances. And so by then I was already with my husband, but I still had that mindset about having to do, having to have my own job, even with my husband.
Yeah.
And so my last will, I basically, before I heard Jesse, before I forgave, before I received peace, I did want to put my will through, right? I'm born in May. I'm a Taurus.
Oh,
A
okay.
Taurus, I have those two
A
horns
terrorist?
being very, very stubborn. In my fallen state, for sure.
Yeah.
And so I thought I was tired of not having money. I thought I'm done with that. I need to do something.
Yeah.
How do you make money in America really fast? Who's making money here? And I look around and I see real estate agents. And so my last will I followed was talking my husband into becoming a real estate agent.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And he did not want it to. He said it is not. He's not.
And
It's not in his nature.
How did you react to him not wanting to when he said, I don't want to do it. It's not my thing." What was your reaction?
Well, I was still in the fallen state then, and of course, I talked him into it, right?
Okay.
So I said, I told him, I can do it all on my own. Just get me through, help me through the tests, so that I can get my license. And of course, that doesn't work that way, right? We both did our test. We both passed. The computer of the testing of the center there broke. It was really weird, but we both made our license, and we both went into the real estate business.
Yeah.
And as you say, with the insurance business, it's the same.
Yeah.
You have to,
Yeah.
Well, if my husband's will would have been in there, we might have had a chance, and COVID wouldn't have hit and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
Circumstances, again, cut it off.
Yeah.
But at that time, by then, I heard Jesse and I returned back to God, right?
Yeah.
And so faith kicked into my life.
Yes.
And I understood that is not how it works.
Yeah.
That I cannot go with my will.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Quick
so
question.
now,
Not to cut you off, and you get to that.
Yeah.
But I had to ask you really quick to go back. What was the reason? What about you liked, in all honesty, even if it's uncomfortable, embarrassing, what about it that you liked that made you want to work? Like, what made you want to work? What was the
I never
driving
wanted
force?
to. I never wanted to work. I always thought that my secret wish would be not to work. Inside, from the beginning on, I always thought the paradise would be not to work.
Okay.
Just to have a husband, have lots of children, and taking care of the home.
And what
That
stopped
would have
you?
been-
Sorry, what stopped you from just going with that? Because instinctually you knew that. What stopped you from just going with that? What about that? Why do you not just be like, you know what, I'm done?
My upbringing, the feminist, socialist, communist mindset that was indoctrinated in me, and my mom would cut my hair to the length of a boy.
Yeah.
It was in to be successful as a woman. It was in to have no children, to be not married, to be not dependent on a man, and it was embarrassing if you would have said. If you would have said, I want children, I want a family, I want to stay home, that was an embarrassment.
Yeah, fear is the reason why we tend to do things, because we don't know what the repercussions are going to be. So we've been taught all these things. And even though we may know that it's the wrong thing, the pressure, which doesn't even exist, which is not even real, tells us we have to do something, right? And then we feel like if we don't, lazy, I'm an embarrassment, or whatever the case is, when naturally inside God will tend to lead. Now, there's nothing wrong with working, but we have to at some point understand that there's control. There's control there because you don't trust anybody else because of what you've been taught. So you're like, I'll get it done. You won't. You know what I mean? Like, husband,
Right.
you won't get it done because I know I will. I'm not sure you will. You know what I mean? And
Right.
the lack of understanding, I believe, of knowing that all things are possible.
Knowing your place.
Knowing
You
your
have
place.
to know your place
And-
in life. And when you lose your place in life, your God-given natural place in life, when
Yeah.
that knowledge is taken away from you, you are lost.
Yeah.
You're lost, and you're going to fall from one thing to another, and it's going worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And and that is what I really want to tell. You know,
Yeah.
I wish I could tell women that today. The women in America who are raised now like I was, it's not working. I have no kids.
Yeah.
You know, I have no kids. I've always wanted to have kids. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm not resenting it, but I'm just saying, if you are not finding your place in this world, if you go against God.
Yeah. And I think, and you're 100% right. And I think that in my opinion, what I believe is that women sometimes don't look at or don't know how to look at the spirit of a man. Because if you know that God is with your husband, it don't matter if he's lazy. You stay with him because you understand that that's his weakness. Men weren't taught, to be honest. I was not taught. That's why, I've been going through hell now, is because there's no lessons oftentimes for men who don't have the father around and blah, blah, blah. Of even my mom working so hard, as hard as she worked, there was no lesson to show me how to do it. But I understood now that she was just trying to save me from the pain she had to deal with. So I don't hold it against her. But I think that the girls have to stop and think, instead of judging the physical, who is this man though? Like, does he want what's right? Is his heart pure? Is he have potential or whatever the case is? Now, if you see on the way that he's not doing what he needs to do, then you don't have to stay with him. You don't have to, I'm not saying divorce if you're married, but if you're not married, you don't have to stay with him. Or if you are married, maybe take a break or whatever. I don't know. But you don't have to condone it. But at the same time, it's not about what he's not doing. Because the real issue, let me just say really quick, and I'll let you go. The real issue is that you are judging him. That's the real issue.
Exactly.
Because we always look at, like, well, she's not doing what, or he's not doing what they're supposed to do, so fix it. But why are you judging that he's not doing what he's supposed to do? Fix yourself, right? Seek yourself, and you'll learn to be of love, and then they'll watch you and be like, wow, like, I appreciate this purpose because they accept me for who I am. They see me for who I really am, not because I didn't work today. I took a day off when I shouldn't have. Like, those are things that are going to fade away. But if his spirit is right with God, you're going to have a man that's going to last forever. But women tend to think that the perfect man, and men do too, the perfect man is going to walk in and be like, I'm him, right? But that's a pedestal. Yeah. And then when he falls from it, you're going to judge him. So, it's no judgment. It's no judgment. But anyway,
also, I totally agree. And also what women think is that they can fix it. But who are they to think that they can fix anything?
Exactly.
See, that is the thing. And I thought that all the time, I can fix it. I can fix it.
That was a setup.
That is a setup. That's a lie. It's a pure lie. And so the example you said that men are not being taught the men's way today, that is setting them up to act like women and women to act like men as well. And so right now, for me, the situation is so, I hold myself so back because I know my place is behind my husband, right? I have to let him go first, no matter what. It doesn't matter, I have to wait. and have patience. And that is such a blessing to learn these things.
Yeah.
You know, I never had patience. It's such a blessing to learn, like you said earlier, everything that comes
Yeah.
in between. It's a blessing, you know, that whatever you learn in there, God blesses you with that.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
and
said
it's
God.
faith.
You said God blesses you back. Yeah, it's the attention, the intention, and sometimes we have pure intentions, but sometimes we're also overcoming. So even though we have pure intention, we're thinking like, how could you leave me, right? How could you leave me? How could you try to control me? I'm doing everything I can possible to love you and do right by you, but sometimes you don't know how to love. Sometimes you don't know. You think loving is correcting. Sometimes, right? You think loving is correcting, but sometimes it's better not to correct. You know what I mean? Love is sometimes
Right,
staying
not at
quiet.
all.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
letting it be. But and I do have a bunch of callers. I appreciate the call. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for
Great
taking mine.
conversation.
Have a good rest of the show, Joel.
You as well. Thanks, Anna.
Thanks.
Right on. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool when you like see it's cool when people get it because it doesn't mean that she's perfect now. It doesn't mean that she's gonna go home and be the best wife, right? But it's the husband's job as well to learn how to see her intention as well, because she's still gonna try. She might still control and try to do these things because she's still overcoming. She has however many years of doing this to her to being taught this way, so she might still fall back into it. But we have to learn to see God, and understand it's not what people do, it's where their heart is, but also understanding that it doesn't mean you hang out with them. Sometimes they need, you need to leave. Maybe you need to leave. I don't know, right? But you know that their heart means well. And when you understand that, you actually have less criticism to give them because you know it's coming from a place that has nothing to do with you. So that's that. Let me take another call because we got some calls. Right on. I appreciate you guys calling in and talking. So let me go to, let me see how to do it. Chris out of Illinois. He black. Illinois. Chris out of Illinois. You're on with Joel Friday, not James Hake. Welcome to the show. Oh, shoot.
He black.
Later. Chris, you're on the show.
Oh.
Welcome to the show.
I'm on, right?
Yes, Chris.
Okay. Hey, I was listening to what you were saying earlier, and it resonated with me just about the idea of success and working. And just like my personal situation, like I've been playing music my whole life.
Yeah.
I had some success early on with other bands and stuff, but then it kind of dried up, and I've just been kind of sitting around for a decade, just kind of doing nothing, waiting on somebody to come and save the day, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to call me, and I'll play with them or something like that.
Yep. I know
And
what
it
you
never
mean.
happened, and I realized that success is just doing it myself.
Yeah.
So since realizing
Yeah.
that there is no one else, that it is about me creating what I believe I need to do, now, you know, I've got a song coming out each month, and I'm now on song 3 just because I started, you know, with 1.
Yeah.
You know, I just did it.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, and I want to encourage anybody listening, like, if you have a dream or just something you want to do, just start small and just do it, you know, and
Yeah.
before you know it, you got a body of work. Or, you know, like Anna, you're just talking to her, she wants to make furniture. Start
Yeah.
with a chair, you know?
Yeah. And
Sell it on Etsy. I don't know, but it's just
Yeah.
that concept of that is success, is doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point. And just to add off of that and not to go too off on it, but there's also men now waking up, see that a woman shouldn't be like excited to I don't like shouldn't either, but women who are excited to do things, maybe that's from ego, right? But we're not to also be like, nah, she's not it, right? You'll know if she is or not.
Yeah.
But also you got to keep in mind, my ex was what I was not. We were opposite. I had something to teach her. She had something to teach me. I had something to learn from her. But my pride and my ego was like, you should know this. So I would try to make myself know and look crazy because it's not a strength of mine, it's a weakness. And even though, having that tool is not natural, right? But why not look at it as if she has the right heart, right? And I don't know this trade. She knows this trade. She might be able to teach me something that I need to know, right? Because love, in my opinion, is more so about just not being like, not having this expectation of you as a man have to be the one, be strong, be all this stuff. That's going to happen when you accept that you're not, right? When you accept that you're not.
Yeah.
But it's okay if she has something to teach you. Now, if she's judging you, holding it over you like, you don't know this, why not? Then you have the right to be like, well, that's a negative energy I don't want around me. Like, I have a weakness. I'm not into that. I don't know how to do this. You do. So, don't judge me for it. And then you can leave, right? And then 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, wow, I am judging them because I'm weak in this area. He's strong in this area. So, yeah, it's like learning not to, judge, what's going on. And, that might help a lot of the problems.
Well, it's just having grace with one another. That's the thing. Being friends is the key. I've been married for a decade plus, and, she's my friend. And I even said before we got married, I've had girlfriends that I got tired of. I was like, but I've never been tired of my friend.
Yeah.
And because of that,
point.
I was like, I'm going to make sure you're my friend. So with success, she does it with me. She's got my back. She'll still judge me, but I'll judge her too. But that's where grace comes in.
Exactly. Because that's such a great point, Chris. Because you know who she is. You've gotten a glimpse into. That's why you have that friendship. What I believe is because you got a glimpse of this person means well with me, and she's genuinely trying to work on this, and I am too. So when the mistakes come, it's not even like you're trying to tell yourself, don't look at those. Don't look at those. You just know that, well, yeah, she did that, but, her intentions were in the right place. And that's because friendship. You're 100% right on that. And oftentimes you skip friendship because you want your ego satisfied. Sex, lust, cuddling, holding hands. Like you have an agenda. So you're actually not a friend. You just want to get, I shouldn't say that, but you just want something.
You just want to get together.
Yeah, exactly. You just want something from them. But a friend has no expectation. A friend just appreciates you being around. You just want to see, because they're cool and they understand you and you guys click and you connect and you just want to see them even if you sitting there doing a bunch of nothing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right on, Chris. I appreciate you calling in. That sparked a lot, bro. I appreciate that.
All right. Cool, man. Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling. Call back in again. Hopefully Hake will have me back, or, somebody else will be in the seat, but appreciate you calling. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, you both, man. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye. All right. Drop. Okay. What should I do? Let's go to Art. This looks familiar. Art out of Ohio. I forgot, but I know that Art is not a new person. Art, hold on. Art, welcome to the show. You're on the air with me.
Hey, how you doing, Joel? You said you know that Art is what now?
I know that you look familiar, or you sound familiar. This name and this place you're from, it sounds familiar, but I don't remember what you be talking about. So tell me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I be following you on Instagram and whatnot, man. I be checking you out. You be doing some pretty little smooth stuff, man. I support you, man.
I appreciate that.
Keep everything, everything that you're doing.
Right on.
Keep your eyes on the prize, man. For real.
Right on, man. I
That's
appreciate
good
that.
You're doing that, man.
Thank you.
Independent. You got an independent mind frame. You know what I mean?
Man, I appreciate that, Art. Really, for
And
real.
and whatever field that you in, man or female, you gotta have that. Especially in America, everything is so corporations like Amazon, what is something that owns a whole bunch of stuff? Bill Gates. I mean, well, not Bill Gates, but you see what I'm saying? He don't own.
Yeah.
He owns a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but I'm saying his name. I'm talking about actual person that owns like a corporation and stuff.
They control a lot, is what you're saying.
A monopoly.
Okay.
Big tech monopoly, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, definitely, because they don't took us out of the creator mindset.
Yeah.
Which really made America great because we so dependent on it.
Yeah.
We so dependent on him he's so dependent on mama to rub you on the back and to, come here, sweetie, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, but when you go into the real world as a man, it ain't all sweet fun and games.
Exactly. That's for sure. That's 100%.
So I agree with you. What you said to the last caller, you were saying that I agree with you too. If a girl knows something about biology, she's a biology major or science, and she factually giving me the right stuff to work with, and I don't know nothing about that, I'm gonna let her lead and do her thing. Or it's not gonna be in the back of the classroom like, you a female.
Yeah.
I ain't supposed to be listening to you. I'm not gonna listen to you. Nah, I'm gonna sit myself down and shut my mouth, one mouth, two ears, and listen real good.
And
but I'm not. Say that again.
Really quick. And it's not so much of them having the energy, but I know what you mean. Your intention. I know what your intention is, but it's not so much about like, in my opinion, of them being like they can lead, they can let her lead, because if she has that energy from it, then that's her judging in the first place. Oh, I got to lead him, instead of just being like, coming from the place of, I know this and that's it, but I'm also ain't nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't nobody. I just went off on him yesterday, but I know this today. So just being real, and there's no leading. There's no like her leading by saying this, because then now you start to feel like, oh, you know more in this area. Just say what you know. You know what I mean? It's God anyway. It's fellowship anyway. Within, we all have the same, spirit. I know people are going to call me about that too, about, well, there's women, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, that's the point. If that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, well, when I'm saying leading, I'm saying maybe in a relationship. Now, if I'm in a relationship with a female, married, or just a girlfriend, boyfriend, I'm in control. You see what I'm saying? But just like I'm saying, what I was just using with the biology major, she knows stuff about that, and I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be acting like a know-it-all. If whatever she knows that I don't know, I'm going to listen.
Exactly.
I'm going to take in it. I'm going to learn. I want to learn.
What's wrong
but
with
I'm
it?
not never expect, huh?
Exactly. No, I'm agreeing. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with hearing her out? You know what I mean? It don't make you less.
No. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with hitting her out. You know what I mean?
I'm agreeing.
But as far as me letting the female lead me in any other demographic, well, we see where that's going at in 2022.
Right. Being subject, not thinking for yourself.
Yeah.
100%.
So, I forgot to say this when I meant this because I meant to do this, but can I say the pleasure of allegiance, my man?
The pleasure. Not on air because it's a little bit long and I got a bunch of callers, but we appreciate the pride for sure.
Already. Well, shoot. What's up with Nancy? What's up with Nancy Pelosi and her husband?
I don't even know. I didn't even know what was going on. I mean, I know what we've seen in the past of things that she's done. I haven't really been into her thing with her husband, but I know basic understanding is that nobody should be attacked unless they're defending themselves, right? And to be beat with a hammer, we don't know the story. We don't know both sides.
Well. No, yeah. Nobody has the right to be attacked, but who's the attacker and who's the attackee? Because last time I checked, Nancy Pelosi created a mess, and now she has to deal with it. And I don't promote no violence, but don't be sitting agitating the situation and putting people in a certain situation and saying forget their life and then thinking ain't going to be no consequence for you. I don't feel sorry for him or none of that.
Factual. That's factual because I agree. Because sometimes you need to be humbled in that way. Like, oh, you were saying this. God doesn't play with that stuff. Oh, you were saying this and you think that you're this. Then I'll show you that, you're not bulletproof. You know what I mean? Especially if you're arrogant. Arrogant is not bulletproof. That's actually when you're most weak, right? So, if that's the case, and I don't know what the case is, but if that's the case for all people, if, there's arrogance there, then sometimes you need what you get to wake you up. He didn't die, thank God he didn't die, or maybe not. I don't know. But, that's the point.
Yeah, straight up. I'm with you. I'm listening to everything. I agree with you with everything you said. When I ain't got no argument with that, I'm with you. And then with Kanye West, I'm gonna say this, and I'm off here. With Kanye West, if you got a problem with what Kanye West is saying, this is America. Last time I checked, America saved them people from the issues from over there overseas. So don't come over here trying to tell Kanye West what he can and what he can't say. If you got a problem with what he said, quit acting like a female trying to cancel everything and come out there and either put the hands up or handle it another way. All this behind us, we gonna cancel you this. Yeah. That ain't no manly stuff. You trying to turn this to over there where Hitler was, man. And this ain't, this ain't it, buddy. You can take that back overseas. God bless you. Tell my man Hake I said what's up. Hey, and somebody got a problem, let me know.
Right on.
Hands off Trump.
Right on, Art. I appreciate you calling. You calling in. I appreciate your input as well. I agree with you. So right on, man. Call back in.
Yes, sir.
Right on. Bye. So really quick, I remember Art. I remember Art having sense too. I remember him vaguely, but I remember him always call in, and maybe sometimes disagreeing with Jesse, but making sense. You know what I mean? So I like Art. From what I remember. So right on, and I like what he had to say. So I got to go fast because time is running out. Dang. Let me go to, who's Tony? Tony out of California. You are on the air with Joel. I didn't mean to drop you. You're probably going to think, oh, he got an agenda. This is my first time. I didn't mean to drop you. Call back in. I'll go straight to you, but I'm still trying to work this stuff. So sorry, Tony. Maybe it was meant to be. Let me go to... But I want you to get your stuff off, Tony, so call me back. Alex from Oklahoma.
Trying to fuss.
Does that mean it's coming up? Oh. Let's go, audio engineer. He's on it. Let's go to Alex from Oklahoma. He has something interesting to say. Alex, I'm going to try not to drop you. Welcome to the show. This is Joel Friday.
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Right on.
I have a question for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Why do you hate black people and Mexican people?
Oh, what makes you think that?
Now, do you support Black Lives Matter?
Do I what?
Do you support Black Lives Matter?
That's a good question. I respect everybody's belief, whether wrong or right. So if they want to believe in that.
You support it, though.
I support everybody's opinion. I ain't saying I'm walking and holding hands with them and saying all that. But I support what they believe, wrong or right. So I ain't against it.
But do you support the movement? Do you think Black Lives Matter?
I already answered it, man. I don't think, yeah, of course. Black lives do matter. All lives matter, right? And I know that's redundant. Everybody was saying all lives matter, but what's wrong with it? Now, are there things that I don't agree with in the black community? Obviously. Are there things that I don't agree with and blah, blah, blah? Of course. But I'll have a conversation if the Lord is willing and he allowed me to be centered in a moment with somebody who is of Black Lives Matter. Why not? Because if I don't know that they're of Black Lives Matter and they have a conversation with me, what grounds do I have to judge them? Right? So if they told me, then why not? Why not have a conversation with them? I don't see the problem. with it. I'll give my opinion, they give their opinion, and blah, blah, blah. How about that?
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Right on.
How about do you believe racism exists?
You know, I've always heard Jesse say that, and I don't want to pretend like I know it's factual or not. It does make sense to me. I just look at it as that's an opinion. Because how do you know that, let's just say, so it is factual. I'll say this. It is factual that let's just say they have an intention to do harm to you because of your skin because they know that's going to trigger you. Or they think they have a negative opinion about black people. It's ignorant. It's ignorance. So you got to understand that yourself and understand that that's ignorance. And then you don't even worry about the word racism because, like, what? What does it really mean? It's just them having a false opinion about you. And even if it's factual, because sometimes they say like, oh, black people are fast, right? And that's a bad example, but people still call that racist. Oh, because I'm black is fast. In all honesty, I'm fast. Most black people are fast. Thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you, Lord. But it's not like, maybe they shouldn't have said it because it wasn't respectful in the moment. But I don't like to judge people as racist because then you put that over them and then you judge them forever. And oftentimes women do that too, men too. But that's my take on it.
But white people are racist, you know, and black people cannot be racist.
Oh, man. How you know?
Because, like, I see the white cops killing black people.
So what does that mean?
That means they're racist. You know, they want to kill all of us. You know, they don't want us to live. They want us dead.
And if so, can't they just be being negative? Can't they just be
They are negative.
Right, exactly. So if they are, and
that makes them racist. You know, they don't kill their own like that. They only kill black people and Mexican people.
That's fine, not my problem. I just got to stand up for me.
How about for your people?
No,
for your own people.
I don't know. I don't even know a lot of black people, to be honest. So how am I going to protect somebody I know? My mom is half white. So how am I not going to protect my mom because I got to protect my people?
But you still have black skin, though.
And?
So that means all black people are your people.
Why is that?
Because you're black.
But why? Give me like a good explanation. And if you're right and it hits, then I'll agree. But I need you to give me a good example.
Yes, because black people, they have something in common.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they all suffer from racism, from police brutality.
No, I'm glad you said that. They don't suffer from racism. They suffer because they were not taught, including myself, how to be impenetrable, not moved by. Do you know that they're being? If you're mad, you're being controlled by them. So why give them that power? Let's just say that they're racist. Let's give you that. Let's just say they're racist. Am I going to win if I'm like, stop being racist? Or am I going to be like, Kanye or somebody else who tends to still be successful even though A, B, and C? Or, trying to overcome that? Which one am I going to do?
Kanye is no good. Kanye is no good. He is no good. He's like a black supremacist, you know?
Oh, man.
Remember he said slavery was a choice?
But what's wrong with it? Does that make him... And maybe he's wrong for it. Maybe that's a negative comment. But I still agree with a lot of things he says. Let's say it is. He's, what do you say? Slavery is a choice.
Right. It wasn't a choice.
People, I'll say this really quick because I got to move on. People tend to be wrong word. But people do tend to be sensitive to things because they lack understanding and insight. So yeah, they can be subject to negative words, but am I going to be mad at that? Or am I going to figure out, God, help me to not care about that and do something about it? That's the only way we're going to get over it. But I got to go. Alex, appreciate the call. That was a good conversation. And appreciate it. Call again. And yeah.
Let me ask one more.
But I got to go.
I have one more question.
I appreciate it. Bye. Appreciate it. Bye. Dang. All right. Okay, Tony, real quick. Get it off. Let me not hang up on him. Tony from California, get it off your chest on Tuesday.
Welcome back, Joel. I see you made it back to the Jesse Lee Peterson show. But the thing I got to ask you is this: but why is so much of violence? Why the white folks can't have their way they seek to violence? Why is that? That's throughout their whole history on this land. They just seek to straight violence. Why is that, man?
Good question. Why doesn't
you have white, so you should know. You should know the answer to this. You have white, so you should know something about this.
Yeah. Do you think that blacks do the same thing? Excuse me.
Excuse me?
Do you think that blacks do the same thing?
No. We march and we protest.
Ooh.
We don't seek the violence. They come to agitators that throw bricks through the windows and break windows, and then they blame it on the blacks. No, we don't. No.
Why don't?
Now, when we had enough, it's time to burn it down. Yeah, when y'all not gonna listen, it's time to burn it down.
Good point. So here's the thing. Yes, they may have a reason why, quote unquote, they believe that they should react in that way. Let's just say that, they are frustrated. Your frustration, but listen, let's just say they're frustrated because white people are evil. Let me talk. So let's say that they're frustrated because white people are evil. Then the point is for them to figure out how not to be frustrated. How about that? Because
the thing is, if you believe a lie just to get profits and donations, hey, you reap what you sow.
But is he right? Is he a positive person for letting his feelings get hurt for being frustrated? Or any of us, when anybody ticks you off, are you right for being frustrated or angry back at them? Yes or no?
No.
Exactly.
No. The truth stands on its own. But when you promote a lie and got everybody believing the lie, anything can happen.
Whose fault? And that's true. And obviously, listen. And obviously, the people who are quote unquote promoting it, maybe they are promoting a lie. They got to check themselves. But look at you. You need to stop getting sensitive. How about that? And when you stop getting sensitive, guess what? They ain't gonna come at you because it ain't working. So worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. Worry about you.
The thing is, we all got to live in this country, and we got to get along somehow.
Right. And we will get along. That's great. We will get along when we take the time, including myself, to understand why people do what they do. I gotta go, Tony. Bye. Let me go to Rick real quick. Rick, there's this is feel weird. I feel like James and Jesse do the same exact thing. Rick, there is 30 seconds left. If that, get it off. Nice to hear from you again, Rick.
Joel, welcome back, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Hey, got a question, man. What do you think about false prophet Raphael Warnock in Georgia?
I never heard of him.
Well, anyway, they got a senator against Herschel Walker.
Oh, I don't know. I was gonna ask people what they thought about the other guy running for mayor, Rick. What's it called? Because I be seeing his signs and stuff everywhere. To be honest, I'm not that educated on the backgrounds of this specific person. Okay. And maybe I should be, but I'm just not at the moment. But I actually want to get your opinion on what you think about it, but I just can't today because the show is over. So next time, call back in, and then we'll get into that. So maybe you can educate me.
That'll work, there, Joe. It's good to see you back, man. You stay in, and congratulations on your dance school, man. I'm glad that's a success for you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Rick. Have a good. Thanks for calling in.
Man. Be blessed.
Thank you, man.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Bye. Dang. Lord, I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. I didn't know how I was gonna get through that. 2 hours. James that's exercise. You ain't even moving, and that's exercise. Thank you guys for calling in, man. I'm so grateful for the fact that I was able to sit in, being able to see that this is the opportunity to just do what I already do at home with my friends around me. So I appreciate Jesse and James for seeing something in me to guest host. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys for calling in, showing some love. Thank you guys in the chat. Couldn't get to you, I couldn't see. Thanks for the super chats. Maybe James will share. I don't know how much you got, but thank y'all. Appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Peace out.
it's heaven in the present. Say what? That boy waking up. That boy about to run the town, cause he waking up. That boy about to hold it down, cause he waking up. That boy waking up. And you gon' see it when the sun is shining. And you gon' see it when the sun is shining.